Hello and welcome to the last in the Enterprise series of videos. In this video, looking at the Kelvin timeline constitution class. We'll be looking at the shield visuals on this ship, and the shields we'll be looking at will be the Vanity Shields from Tier 6 reputations, the Phoenix Store during special events during the year, the Zen Store, and also the summer and winter event stores. Then we'll also look at shields that you equip to your ship that you can also just slot into the visual section. The model that we'll be using will just be the 2009 film variant of the Kelvin Constitution class, so it's got the bigger nacelles, bigger neck, but the pattern effect does remain the same. So the first section, as always, is the Tier 6 Reputation Vanity Shield. So these are the ones from your Discovery, Omegas, Nukaras, New Romulus reps, etc. First up, we are going to be looking at the 8472 Vanity Shield. So, as I said at the start of the video, we're doing the original Kelvin timeline constitution, not the refit. So first off, we'll get the dish here. You can see some of the green coming in. You've got some of the green lines lit up there on the underside of the saucer and around the front of the saucer. Look at the rear. You can see the back of the nacelles there with the green. Underneath the hood of the nacelle, the light is green, and then we've also got the green impulse engines and some more of the lighting effect there. Now, again, because this has this animation with the Bajor collectors, these will remain the blue from the film. And you can see some of that ridge pattern detail there, just starting at the front of the engineering hull. You see a bit there on the pylon. There's a bit more there on the neck as well. And there's a tiny bit there in this hood part of the nacelle. As we look down at the top, again you've got more of that bit of ridge detail there, and then you've just got the pattern on the saucer with this green lighting effect. As we go through the underside, again more of that ridge pattern, a bit more of the lighting. Next up is the competitive Wargames Vanity Shield. So we have the very yellow deflector dish here. You can see a lot of the yellow lighting showing on the underside of the saucer from this angle. The red there on the impulse engines, again you start to see some of the yellow. We've actually got black lines here at the back of the nacelles, and we start to see some of this yellow reflective panelling as well. And more of the yellow lighting, more of the panelling effects as well. Front of the neck, some on the pylons, a lot of the lighting on the hull. Top down we've got that pattern effect on the hull itself, lighting throughout the saucer, and more of this reflective panelling coming back from the bridge module, top of the impulse engines and the top of the nacelles. And on the underside you see a bit of the reflective panelling there at the front of the nacelle, but around this sensor module, and more of the lighting effects on the hull. Now we move on to the Delta Alliance Vanity Shield. So very green, as you can see from the deflector array. We've got a lot of this green lighting effect here at the front of the saucer. We've got this green teal colour going around the underside rim here. See some more of the green lighting there in the front of that sensor. At the rear, we've got the green on the impulse engines, green here on the nacelles and underneath the hood. Some of this green lighting patches here underneath the nacelle as well. A wee bit more of that green teal coming down the front of the neck, and some dotted around bits of the green lighted areas, and more of the green lighting on the rim of the saucer. As we look down, you see from the back of the bridge module with this lit up area here. Some lighting on top of the nacelles as well. a bit of a shaded pattern to the saucer. And there we are at the underside again, more of the green lighting effects, and there's that green colour rim that we seen earlier. Here we have the Discovery Legends Vanity Shield. So this just gives this oily effect to your hull material. As I've said before, I don't know what this is supposed to represent or what it's got to do with Discovery, but this is the effect I decided to go with for this Vanity Shield. Your base material remains the same, so in this case the Constitution material for the Kelvin timeline ship, and as just that oily look to it. Next up is the Dyson Joint Command Vanity Shield. So you can see here this pink lighting effect as if it's been carved into the hull. We've got a darker hull material, retaining the same impulse colour engines and same with the deflector array. It's predominantly just this pattern effect on this darker hull material. Around the other side there you can see this ring round the saucer is a mixture of these pinks and blacks there. Next up is the Gamma Vanity Shield. So we've got this metallic purple Vanity Shield. So I've got this mixture of the lit up area on the dish of the purple and the darker purple circles inside. We've got bands of dark purple and mixed them with this metallic purple look. As I'm sure you're not surprised, we have the purple impulse engines, so the purple nacelles, and the lighting effect underneath this hood on top of the nacelle. And we've got this nice dark purple shuttle bay there, and we've got that metallic purple look, and some odd reason it looks like a patch has been missed on the nacelle there of this shield, just with that bit looks like normal hull material. And that's the same in that one. As you rotate through, there's a lovely pink lighting effect there. Rotate through, you get that lovely shine reflecting the light off it there. And that lovely metallic colour effect going right round the edge of the saucer there as well. Here we have the Iconian Resistance Vanity Shield. So we've got this very pink deflector array here. We've got a bit of a pale green colouring going around the edges there. See more of that pale green banding around the front of the saucer. Got pink impulse engines. We've got pink and white there for the nacelles. And then you've got this pinky purple pattern on top of the pale green shaded areas there. See that a bit better on the side here, right along the engineering hull, on the nacelles as well. And I've got the pattern going around the outside and some of the inner part of the saucer, and from the bridge module all the way back. And there it is again on top of the nacelles. As I rotate through, you see that almost metallic like reflection there. Next up we're looking at the Lukari Restoration Initiative Vanity Shield. So designed to give your ship that Lukari look from the missions in Star Trek Online. So I've got this banding of a lit up area on the front of the saucer with whites and pinks there. You see a bit more of that on the underside of the saucer. It's very vibrant looking deflector array, and this vibrant pink there on the sensor at the front there. And we've got this spectrum of colour effect going on with the impulse engines. that vibrant pink there on the nacelles, and the pink and white on these lights underneath this hooded part. And then we've got some more of the lighting effect there on the shuttle bay doors. And you can see it's got this green and grey two-tone going on. And again, it looks like this one section of the fin seems to have been missed out when the colours were mapped by the looks of it. Look the same there on that side. And just at the front of the nacelles there, you can see that lit up effect as well. A nice shine off that there. We've got the pink lights going down either side coming from the bridge module. Bit lighting at the back there on the impulse housing. And then some more lighting there on top and at the fins as well. Again, more lighting along the chevron part of the neck. This is the new Romulus Reman Vanity Shield. So with a very vibrant bluey green on the deflector there. This metallic finish to it with the mixtures of browns, reds and greens of various shades. Got the green there on the impulse engines, green there for the nacelles, almost a cyan blue colour going on underneath this little hood here. And you've got this light panel effect here at the back of the engineering hull. I've got more of that light paneling effect on the neck and at the front. Seems to be following the seam of the ship there. Again, this one section of the fin's been missed out. I wonder if this is going to be the same in all the shields, to be honest with you. It's slightly disappointing if it is. I've got this lovely lit up area here. Look at that metallic green reflection going on as we rotate through, and more of the light paneling there on the top of the nacelles and on the pylons as well. As we rotate through the underside, again more of that light paneling effect. And the Nukara Strikeforce Vanity Shield, so it's supposed to give your ship that Tholian look. You see an extremely bright deflector array there with some of the yellows, and then this pattern effect that looks like it's been stone carved into the front of the saucer there. At the back we've got the yellow impulse engines, got the yellow there on the nacelles. We've got that cyan blue effect there, which we normally see on the Bajor collectors on quite a few of the other ships that we've looked at. Again, the cyan blue going underneath that hooded area of the nacelles. With this pattern effect here on the shuttle bay. And again, more of that almost stone carved effect there. And again, that one section of the fin that's been missed out. There's that lovely cyan blue again. Nice bit of reflection with the light there. To rotate through. Got a bit of yellow there at the front of the nacelles with this detailed patching effect going on. As you rotate through the underside, again you see a bit more of that pattern effect there going on underneath the nacelles. Next up is the M.A.C.O Vanity Shield, with this honeycomb effect here over your materials deflector array. We've got a bit of a pattern effect here going on around the saucer and on the hull itself. Back we've still got that red there in the impulse engines. The nacelles have been blacked out and the end of the nacelles are white. But this blue check pattern going on here at the back of the engineering hull. A bit of a pattern effect there on the shuttle bay doors. There's more of that blue check pattern there at the front and up the neck. See a bit of the blue there on the nacelles. Look at the top down, again more of that blue check pattern around parts of the saucer and the nacelles, and then this pattern effect there on the hull. And there it is again there, that blue check pattern on the underside of the engineering section. And now we come to the Temporal Defence Initiative Vanity Shield. So we've got a nice big bright yellow deflector array there, and we've got a mixture of hues in these bands going round the saucer. We've got this band here that's going around the underside, which changes colour as we go through the light, as we'll see. Then we've got this yellow lighting pattern effect going on as well, and that's just from what we see here at the front. Back we've got the vibrant pink impulse engines, this yellow on the nacelle, same underneath that hooded area, and at the back more of this yellow lighted area, and these wee patches here that you'll see the effect as we rotate through the light source in a moment. Again, more of those spectrum colour patches there, and more of the yellow lighting following the seams of the ship. But again, there's that section there on the fin that's been missed. And I've checked it with the Constitution refit nacelles and it's the same, but there's also missing on them. The only one I can't test it against is the Constitution 2 from the Kelvin timeline, because I don't have that ship at the moment. Now as we rotate through, we've got that lovely yellow there at the back of the bridge module, and you can see as we rotate through the light, we've got all these patches here on the nacelles and on the saucer. As we rotate through, the colours are changing. As we rotate back through to the underside, again that nice big rim round the saucer there, it's all changing colour. Well, and then we've got this leathery pattern as well on the underside. Yeah. And the last of the Vanity Shields from the Tier 6 of the Reputation system is the Terran Task Force Vanity Shield. So we've got this yellow deflector, got a lot of blue lighting effects going on here that we can see underneath the hull. And got the vibrant blue there on the impulse engines, same there on the nacelles, underneath that hooded area and at the back, and a lot of this blue lighting as well. You see it there at the bottom of the pylons, over the back of the engineering hull. Got these lines following the seam of the ship there. More of that lovely blue effect there at the back. And with the two blue circles on the outer and inner parts of the saucer. Some of this yellow lighting effect here on top of the nacelles. As we look at the underside, got this pattern effect going around the rim of the saucer on the underside, and then two of these blue circles, again almost going into almost like a target kind of pattern right up to the centre of that sensor area. The next section is the Vanity Shields available from the summer and winter event stores. These are available all year round, providing of course you have collected enough of the consumables during the summer and winter events, or you purchase them off the exchange. First up is the only shield currently available in the winter event store, and this is the Fek'lhri shield. So I've said before, we've got quite an angry looking deflector array. We've got a dark grey hull material that's got a red rust appearance to it, and we'll see that a bit more as we look through the ship. We've got yellow there for the impulse engines, there's the red there on the nacelles, with this dull blue as well there. Then you see that red material there just on the hood of the nacelle there, and a bit more here on the neck and the front part of the ship. Again, we've got that patch on the fin that's not covered by the shield. And as we rotate through, You'll see those red areas reflecting quite nicely on the light, and you can see that mixture of this red dust effect being mixed in with the rest of the hull material there. And then same again there on the underside, and more of that red material look there. Next up is the first of the baseball series of Vanity Shields from the summer event store. So this is the Andorian Blue Boars. So we have a blue and orange Vanity Shield with the orange here on the deflector array. Same there for the impulse engines and the nacelles, very nicely coloured in throughout. Exception of that one patch again in the fin. Nice shading there on the orange at the front of the ship, with the blue for the main covering of the hull. As we rotate through, we get that nice orange shine as the light hits it. See the orange there on the shuttle bay, orange again there on the top of the nacelles, and the orange rings going around the saucer, and you can see it's a gradient effect there between the orange and the blue on the top of the saucer. And same again there on the underside. And with this patch here, which is a stripe effect, I guess it's to represent the stripes on a baseball uniform. Here we have the Bozeman Titans Vanity Shields. This is a dark grey and yellow with some black. So we've got the yellow there on the deflector array. We can see the yellow banding around the front of the saucer with the grey hull material underneath. Unsurprisingly, we've got yellow there on the impulse engines, same again up here on the nacelles, and yellow there for the shuttle bay. And then following exactly the same pattern layout as the other baseball Vanity Shields, just adopting the colour of the shield itself. You can see the yellow there at the front, a bit of the striping effect there as well, and striping along the bottom of the neck. Rotate through, that lovely yellow shine off the light. And the same there as we rotate through to the underside. And there's a better way of looking at those stripe patterns that was on the previous shield as well. This is the Caitian Claws Vanity Shield. So this is a purple, and it's a orangey yellow or gold effect on this one. As you can see here, the orange deflector, we've got the purple with slightly lighter purple banding around the front of the saucer. Got the orange there for the impulse engines and the nacelles. And same pattern effect, just replacing the colours relevant to the shield. Nice bit of reflection there as we rotate you through. This is the Deep Space Niners Vanity Shield, based off of their uniform in Season 7 of Deep Space Nine's episode Take Me Out to the Holosuite. So we've got a mixture of colours going on between the oranges, whites, reds, blues. As you see here, we've got a red deflector with almost a sun kind of pattern there, with the yellow at the front. Got an orange and red effect here for the impulse engines, same here for the nacelles. And you see some of the blue and orange and a bit of white showing as well. Blue there in the shuttle bay. You've got a blue and white striped effect there at that part of the secondary hull and up the neck. So rotate through, a nice shine off of there, and you see it's a gradient effect between the orange and the white on the saucer. Same again there on the underside. Now we come to the Love It or Hate It Vanity Shield. So this here is the Denebian Slime Devils Vanity Shield. So we have the green and purple. We see here nice big green deflector array and the green banding again around the saucer. Surprisingly green on the impulse engines and the nacelles. green there in the shuttle bay, and green at the front of the neck and the front of the engineering hull. Take through, get that lovely shine off the light there. And then the underside of the saucer, this inner ring almost looks like a tyre tread effect. I'm sure if the Ferenginar Liquidators sell the shield, they'll get quite a bit of platinum for it. So we've got a green and gold Vanity Shield representing the lovable Ferengi. We've got this yellowy gold effect here on the deflector array, and we've got the gold bandings at the front of the saucer again. Yellow effect there on the impulse engines, and again up here on the cells. And the shuttle bay door, it's got a gold effect to it. And again, same pattern layout as the other baseball shields that we've looked at so far. Rotate through, get that lovely shine again off the light. See a bit of the yellow lighting there at the back of the saucer leading from the bridge module. Not sure it's a self-sealing one, but this certainly is the stem bolts Vanity Shield. So we've got mixtures of pinks with various shading, white and a bit grey as well. So there's your white deflector array with a grey surround on it. Same there with your impulse engines and the cells being lovely and white. This metallic pink effect here in the shuttle bay. And this greyish effect here at the front. And you can see some of the gradients of pinks being darker and lighter throughout the hull. As we rotate through, we get that lovely pink shine effect there. And we've got the gradient effect of the white and pink on the saucer. And that almost tyre tread effect going around the inner part of the underside of the saucer as well. I could argue that it needs for many tell you need this Vanity Shield. This is the Vulcan Logicians Vanity Shield. So we've got a mixture of golds, greys and purples based off of their uniform in that 7th season episode of Deep Space Nine, Taking Out to the Holosuite. Purple there on the deflector, we've got the gold bands in the front there with the grey hull material. At the back we're looking at the purple impulse engines, same with the nacelles, and purple here in the shuttle bay door. And we've got a bit of gold trim there at the front of the pylons. If we rotate through, we get that blue purple shine effect on it. You can see some of the purple circles there in the saucer section. Bit of purple lighting on that bit at the rear of the saucer. And we're back to that tyre tread effect in the gold round the outside of the lower saucer, and to the purple circles coming in to the centre there. And the last of the summer event Vanity Shields is the Workbees. So as you can see here, we've got this bronzy goldy colour, and you see some of the banding there at the front, yellow there in the deflector array. Same for the impulse engine, we've got an orange effect here, and in the cells as well. Got this metallic reddy browny colour there for the shuttle bay. Some of that orange lighting effect there as well. As we rotate through, get that lovely red shine to it, and the russet red patches reflect well in the light. Next up, we're going to look at shields available in the Phoenix and Zen stores. So there's currently only one available in the Zen store at the time of this recording, and the Phoenix ones are only available during certain events throughout the year. First up, we shall have a look at the Alliance Vanity Shield. So this is from the Khitomer Alliance bundle in the C store. So with that bundle you also get the uniform and a tech upgrade. So we see some dark grey banding on this white hull material around the saucer, with this cyan blue effect here on the sensor node, and this big deflector in the cyan blue as well. Rear we've got this warm orange impulse engine effect, the cyan blue again there on the nacelles, and the dark grey for the shuttle bay. Then we've got more of this red piping effect coming in as well as this gold here, and yes, that one section of the fin is missing on this shield again. You see that cyan blue effect there at the back of the saucer. And we've got gold going round with the red piping giving you two circles, and this pattern effect on the hull itself. And same again there on the underside. Next up is the Baul Vanity Shield from the Phoenix store. This is a very popular shield. It gives a nice smooth looking hull material. This blue effect here for the two circles on the deflector, and you can make out some of this detail here on the ridges going round the rim of the front of the saucer. Right behind, got this lovely deep red effect here on the impulse engines. Got that lovely cyan blue effect again here on the nacelles with some white. And you see some of the red as well. Unfortunately, the look of the shield is ruined by this one patch here on the fins again. You see some of the white lighting there. Nice bit of reflection through, and if I hold it at that angle you can see some of the pattern effect there on the hull. And same again there on the underside. And here's the Borg Vanity Shield, so one that causes a bit of confusion as folk buy it thinking they're going to get an assimilated ship, whereas this one is actually just giving you a look of the liberated Borg. So we've got this blue effect here on the deflector array. We've seen a lot of hull plating effects here on the main saucer and the rest of the hull. Now for the back, we've got the blue for the impulse engines, same again for the nacelles. Got this exposed areas here, so basically the hull plating is missing and it's giving you the blue and yellow lighting effect of what's underneath, whether it be conduits or circuitry. I see that hull plating effect there. It's not as smooth as some of the other shields, so it's designed to give it that mechanical look. And there's more of that exposed area on the underside there. This here's the Discovery Vanity Shield. So this is designed to give your ship the look of the vessels in Season 1 of Star Trek Discovery. So you see on the deflector here, it's greyed out in the middle with this vibrant white with some blue spokes effect here. From the rear we've got this honeycomb pattern here on the impulse engines. Then we have the blue and some white effects here on the nacelles. Less noticeable that they're still missing this one section of the fin out, so this one works a bit better than the rest of them so far. So a mixture of dark and lighter grey pattern effects on the hull. See some of that white lighting there at the rear. And same again there on the underside. Here's the Emperor's Vanity Shield. So we've got this nice effect here on the deflector with the orange glow to it. Got cyan blue there for the impulse engines. We've got the yellow and orange effect lighting here on the nacelles. You see this blue dots throughout the hull material, almost like a starfield effect. And some of this purple material here, the neck and the forward section of the hull. And with the orange lighting there at the back of the saucer. And some more of that purple round the bridge module, top of the nacelles. And there's that blue dot effect on the underside, a bit better in the shaded area. And more purple there on the bottom. And here we look at the Kelvin Divergence Vanity Shield on a Kelvin timeline ship. Should be interesting. So this is the Federation version. As I've said in other videos, the Klingon version is different colours, but unfortunately they're one and the same shield. So you cannot have the Klingon effect on a Federation character, and you can't have a Federation effect on a Klingon character. But we shall look at the Klingon one in some future videos. So, similar deflector to what's normal on the Kelvin ships. This impulse effect here is different from the standard. We've got the white and blue effect there on the nacelles. Again, it covers that missing patch quite well, so it doesn't stand out as much, surprisingly, on this shield. This grey streak coming down the neck there. Bit of the white lighting there at the back of the bridge module. Now we come to the last shield that I have from the Phoenix event. So this is the Section 31 Vanity Shield, again another popular shield. Gives a very smooth dark hull material. You've got this blue broken circle effect here on the deflector array. I've got this lovely red impulse engine, the cyan blue there on the nacelles. You can see it's darkened out underneath the hood here. Very smoothish hull material. Again, that missing section there in the fins starting to annoy me quite a bit now. And we see a bit more of a pattern effect there around the bridge module. The lights are darkened out here on the back. As I've seen on other ship models, the Bajor collectors are normally darkened out on this shield, but obviously with that animation effect these remain lit. And now we come to the last section, and this is shields in the game that you equip to your ship normally that also have a visual component that can be slotted into the visual slots separately. So the first one we'll look at is the Lukari Restoration Initiative Regenerative Shield from the Lukari Reputation. So again, it's giving your ship that Lukari look from the ships in the Star Trek Online game. So I have the very bright deflector array. You can see this lighting effect here on the bands around the front of the saucer. I've got a spectrum of light lighting up the impulse engines with the cyan blue there, now white on the nacelles. We've got a slightly different colour pattern to the hull compared to the Vanity Shield. As we rotate through, a lovely blue shine effect there as we go through it. And the cyan blue effect there at the back of the saucer. And then you've got more lighting going around the chevron part of the neck and at the front here of the sensor module. This here is the adapted M.A.C.O Covariant shield from the Omega Reputation. So this is the Federation version. For the Klingons, it's a Klingon Honor Guard shield you get from the Omega Rep, and we'll see that in future videos. We've got this nice pulsating glow effect here with the honeycomb on the deflector array. The normal pink colour there for the nacelles. These are blacked out here on the cells as well, and then we've got that lighting effect underneath there. Well, this honeycomb pattern going over the shuttle bay and bits here at the back of the engineering hull. Same along the lines here of the nacelles, and because this is using the base material, in this case the Constitution one for the Kelvin, we don't have that patching issue on this shield. And again, you see more of that dark, almost black, you see really dark grey area with the honeycomb effects at the front there of the engineering hull and the neck. As we start to rotate through, you see that blue shine effect going across the saucer and the rest of the ship, and that's that honeycomb pattern, and again that we're seeing round here. As we rotate back through, you see that blue shine again, and it's the same there on the underside as we start to hit the light. We have the Aegis Vanity Shield from the R&D crafting menu. So we've got this honeycomb gold effect here on the deflector, and you see this light rim going round the underside of the saucer. That is predominantly the effect of the shield, as it applies this parts of lighting to several parts of the ship. We've got the white and blue there on the nacelles. And you see some more of that lighting there in the pylons, a bit there at the front of the neck, and just below the torpedo launcher. Let's give a very slight texture effect to the hull as well, as most notably the fact that that section of the fins was standing out a bit more lighting there in the back of the saucer, and it's mainly that inner ring of the saucer there that's lit up with this one. Now this is another one of these ones where the KDF differs slightly, and how it differs is where we've got this white blue light on the Federation one, the Klingon one is orange, and again we'll see that in some future videos. And this is the Assimilated Regenerative Shield from the Omega Reputation. So this is the one that makes your ship look like it's been assimilated by the Borg. So straight off we're seeing that the deflector array's got that Borg green effect. You see some of the green lighting and material underneath the saucer from this angle. Got a yellowy green for the impulse engines, that green effect there on the nacelles, and there's some more of that assimilated material look on the underside of the nacelles. Again, this shield uses your base material, so again that patch isn't standing out quite as bad, and there's more of that assimilated look, exposed areas where the hull platings came off, and you can see the Borg starting to assimilate the ship. Now, as I've done in a couple of videos now, most notably the Constitution refit and the Discovery Constitution, that if you apply the deflector array, the impulse engines and the assimilated module with this shield from the Omega Reputation, you do get a lot more Borg structures applied to your ship, so it does look fully assimilated as well. And there's a better view of that assimilated look at the back of the saucer here. This is the Bajor Defense Covariant Shield. It's a mission reward, and it is designed to give your ship a Bajoran look. So they've darkened out the deflector array at the front here with this cyan blue here at the front of the sensor module. At the back here with this very vibrant yellow impulse engines, the cyan blue there on the nacelles. And it's got a more pastel red colour there on some of the shaded areas, and it's a bit of a darker hull material, which obviously makes that fin bit stand out again. And a cyan blue there at the back of the saucer, and with this pattern here that makes it look like it's grooves in with various parts of the hull on the saucer. Same again there on the underside of the saucer, and there's that pastel red effect there. This is the Counter Command Covariant Shield from the 8472 Reputation. So I've got the blue deflector with this dark blue metallic look here and the green circles. You see more of this green lighting effect going around the rim of the saucer, and there's some of that blue pattern material showing as well. At the back we've got the green on the impulse engines, green up here on the cells as well. There's that blue material pattern effect, and there's those ridges. You see some there on the pylons as well. There's quite a contrast to the Vanity Shield from the same Reputation. As we rotate through it, we'll start to see some reflection off of those blue areas, almost mirror effect onto them. And again, just some more of that green light piping showing around parts of the saucer, and again around parts of the nacelles and the secondary hull. And there's that mirror effect as we rotate through, and more of that ridge pattern on the underside there. This is the Delta Alliance Unimatrix shield from the Delta Alliance Reputation. It's a bit of an older shield, as you can tell by the shading pattern here on the deflector. Got some green lighting effects going on around the rim here of the saucer. It's a very dark hull material with the green here on the nacelles and on the impulse engines. You see the pattern effect to the hull material. It's a mixture of dark and darker greys. We've got the green lighting effect there at the back of the bridge. And then on the other side we've got this nice big gold ring going round the underside of the saucer, and more of the green lighting effects throughout. And here we have the Dyson Regenerative shield from the Dyson Reputation. So we're back to this pink lighting effect that we've seen on the Vanity Shield, just with a lighter hull material. And using the base material there for the impulse engines, it's blacked out here in the cells, and then I've got some white showing. And there's a better view of that pink pattern effect on this lighter hull material. Does that look like it's been carved into the hull, or if it's cracks in the hull? Better view of it there from the top, seeing more of the larger area of the ship. Same again there, and then we've got this inner ring of the purple and black going on. This one's the Iconian Resistance Resilient Shield from the Iconian Reputation. So it's a slight departure from the Vanity Shield. So instead of having the purple and pink, we've got this red and orange effect pattern going on. We've got an orange deflector array, and we've got this dark grey material as well. At the back we've got this orange and yellow effect here on the impulse engines, almost a gold effect here on the nacelles, and there's a better view of the pattern there. So you've got this reflective grey area on the hull material with the red and yellow goldy colours coming through the pattern as well. Bit of reflection there off the grey areas as we rotate through the light source, and there's the lovely pattern effect as well. Same again there, as we rotate through you can see that reflecting in the light a bit. And here we have the Nukara Crystalline Resilient Shield from the Nukara Reputation. So again, it's very similar to the Vanity Shield, giving this throwing look to your ship. You can see from that extremely bright effect here in the deflector array. We've got some yellow there on the sensors, got yellow there on the impulse engines, same here on the nacelles, and then that cyan blue effect here in other parts of the nacelle. Now, it's a slightly darker hull material, and then we've got this pattern effect here, as well as this carving effect on the main part of the material. There's that cyan blue there at the back of the bridge module. A nice bit of reflection off the light. Next up, it's the M.A.C.O shield from the M.A.C.O reputation. So we've got this honeycomb effect here on the deflector, and blacked out on the nacelles with some white. And then we've got this check pattern, again similar to the Vanity Shield of the same reputation, except this time it's gold instead of the blue. See that a bit better when we look down from the top. So again, top of the nacelles, around the bridge module, and on the pylons, so that gold check effect, and then that pattern there to the hull. And same again there with that gold check pattern on the underside of the engineering section. Next up, we're looking at the prevailing innervated resilient shield. So this is from the competitive Wargames reputation. So almost identical to the Vanity Shield variant, except instead of the yellow, we've got the blue colouring effect. So we've got the blue here on the deflector array. You see the blue lighting effects here on the underside of the saucer. Yeah, it's blacked out the nacelles with some white. With this pinkish colour here for the impulse engines. But then as we look inside view, we can start to see some of these reflective panelling in the blue here. And again, more of that blue lighting throughout the hull pattern. And you can see some more of those reflective panels there on top of the nacelles. Couple here on top of the saucer. And same again, some of the reflective panelling there on the underside. Here we have the Romulan Advanced Prototype Shield from the new Romulus reputation. So straight off we can see this green lighting effect going around the saucer. Yeah, it's blacked out the nacelles with the white there. Same pinkish effect here on your impulse engines as your base material. Got a bit of green shading here on the shuttle bay. As we look side on, we start to see more of this green shading on the hull, and it's outlined with this green lighting effect. You can see more of the green lighting there on the front of the neck as well. And more of that green shading pattern, almost a camouflage type effect going on there. And probably wouldn't stand out as much if the hull wasn't white, I suppose. And then on the underside we've got that rim of green lighting going round with more of the green shading going on. Then with the Temporal Defense Initiative Regenerative Shield. So again, this is giving this psychedelic look to the ship. So we've got a lot of hues of colour in the bands going round the hull material. Blue here on the deflector array with those bands of colour as well. The cyan blue effect there on the impulse engines and the nacelles. The main departure here from the Vanity Shield is we actually have the pink lighting effect on the pattern as opposed to the yellow that we've seen. And then as we rotate through, we'll start to see more of these colour changing as we rotate through the light. Look at the various patches on top of the nacelles, on the hull. You see the hues changing as we go through. And a bit of that leather effect there on the nacelles, a bit there on the neck and the forward of the engineering hull, and more again on the underside as well. Now we come to the Terran Task Force Vanity Shield, so quite a departure from the Vanity Shield. So we've got this purple effect deflector array, this very dark hull material with this yellowy orange lighting effect going on. Got yellow here on the impulse engines, same with the nacelles. And there's that yellow lighting effect throughout the pattern of the material. We've got yellow there at the back of the saucer. Got the two red circles around the saucer itself. And got this purpley blue chevron pattern here at the top of the nacelles. And more in the red circles with the yellow lighting effects going on underside. Next up is Tilly's review pending modified shield from the Discovery reputation. So this is probably one of the best shields in the game at the moment. Again, this was similar to the Vanity Shield, it's purely giving this oily look to your ship. This is the Dielectric Oscillation Resilient Shield from one of the old Breen missions. So it's a very, very old shield that hasn't aged well at all, I'm afraid. So we've got this yellowy green effect here on your impulse engines, same on your nacelles and on the underside of that hooded area. Material is a mixture of pale greens, greys and blacks. It is designed to give your ship that Breen look, but if you want a Breen ship, go and get the Breen ship. The green there at the back of the bridge module, and more of that pattern effect on the underside of the saucer there. Now we come to the Jem'Hadar Resilient Shield. So again, this is a mission reward from one of the old Dominion missions if you are not a Jem'Hadar character. If you are a Jem'Hadar character, the shield you get on your first ship has this visual effect to it. We've got the purple and white here on the deflector, we've got a dark grey hull material, we've got purple on the nacelles and on the impulse engines, and some purple shading on the hangar bay. Again, some purple lines coming down the pylons and the nacelles, at the base of the nacelles and at the front here. Just following that through with some purple lighting at the back of the bridge module, some purple shading around it, same on the top of the nacelles, and similar again to the underside there. And last but not least is the Reman Prototype Covariant Shield. So this is a mission reward from one of the main story arcs, and it's generally the first shield you get in the game with a visual component. So very similar to the Vanity Shield, we have this metallic greens, reds, browns, touch of orange as well throughout the hull material. Got some of these light panelling effects here. The green glow here of the nacelles, same with the impulse engines. Again, the light panelling here on the neck and the hull, and same again there on the pylons. And as we rotate through, you get that metallic shine effect as the light hits it. More of these light paneling effects here around the bridge module. Same again there on the underside with those lighting panels. So that concludes this video and the Enterprise series of videos. So thank you all very much for watching. Do remember to like and subscribe. So unfortunately this model had that one part being the fins on the nacelle that would just not take the Vanity Shield's shading, which I found quite disappointing, to be honest. You probably picked up on that on the way I was talking as we were going through. But hopefully, once the major problems are sorted out, the art department can start looking at things like this and get them all fixed. So looking into the rest of the videos that will be upcoming, we're going to be looking at all the ships in the game through all the factions. So a lot of people look for the Vanity Shield visuals, and the vast majority of the images that you find online are all Federation ships. So I'm thinking that the next video that I'll do, we'll start looking at some KDF ones, and then we'll get some Romulan ones, Jem'Hadar, we'll get the Cardassian ones, we've got the event ships as well. We've had the Rex this year, the Vovin, we've got the Ilios currently ongoing in the winter event campaign as well. So we've got a lot of ships in the game to look at, and I look forward to catching you all in the next video. So thanks again for watching, all chapters listed down below, and do remember to check out Casual Sab's YouTube for all the builds, reviews, Q&As and live streams. He also has links to his Discord and the Builds Discord on his channel, and there's links to the STO wiki for all information about Star Trek Online, and it also details more information about these shields. And then there's also links there for the main news blog from Star Trek Online, and my social media, and of course my affiliate link to Real Merch, where you can get 10% off your Star Trek models using code MAC1701. Until next time, enjoy.